The Portsmouth Paducah Project Office, PPPO, was stood up in October 2003. Both Portsmouth and Paducah principal missions were enrichment of uranium via gaseous diffusion. So process is exactly the same. The components used are principally the same. The sizes may vary, but it's all the same, maybe a slightly different configuration. And the other piece to that is that gaseous diffusion was an enormous process. Okay, there's nothing small, so we're talking, acres and acres of roofs under which these processes operate. We're talking massive amounts of electricity, huge volumes of water and sewer, and it's just, it's on a scale that most people don't appreciate. As you can imagine, gaseous diffusion, principally the same equipment configuration, a lot of the same hazards that you might encounter, a lot of the same concerns. And so as work is undertaken at one site, it's expected you're going to have to do that at the other site if you haven't done it already. And so there's been a very good and focused effort to improve communication and collaboration between the two sites. I'll roll back before the decontamination side of it and during operation. If you had an issue at one plant, that issue was communicated to the other plant. And so all we really have done is parlayed that, I'll say, that camaraderie and taken that now to deactivation and demolition and remediation.
For this calendar year, PPPO committed to 2 EM priorities that will advance DOE's complex-wide cleanup mission. At the Paducah site, we removed 1 million pounds of hazardous R114 refrigerant, increasing our production disposition to more than 65% of the total 8.5 million pound inventory and successfully achieving our first EM priority. Our second priority, the deactivation of the X333 process building at the Portsmouth site, is wrapping up in preparation for demolition start next year. More than 130,000 characterization measurements were taken, over 208 miles of piping, 626 converters were removed, and 13,000 cubic yards of compressor debris were disposed of at the on-site waste disposal facility. Deactivation activities are also in full swing at the first process building in Paducah. In FY24, the team increased progress on removing and downsizing the massive process equipment out of the C333 process building. More than 190 converters have been disconnected, 125 converters segmented, and 100 bundles crushed. To remove hazards and continue clearing land for future transfer, more than a dozen excess facilities were demolished at the Paducah site, including the iconic 300,000-gallon, 300-foot-tall water tower. At Portsmouth, the on-site waste disposal facility expanded into the second phase of construction in preparation for demolition debris from the X333 process building. Further reinforcing our collaboration approach, PPPO partnered with the state of Kentucky and the US EPA on regulatory realignment framework for Paducah site cleanup that will advance DOE's cleanup mission and generate opportunities for accelerating land transfer to support immediate interest in communities' vision for commercial clean energy development. PPPO's third major cleanup project continues to process the inventory of depleted uranium hexafluoride. Upgrades and improvements completed at the Portsmouth and Paducah conversion plants provided safer material handling and efficiencies in processing cylinders. As commercial interest increases for redevelopment at the PPPO sites, land transfer is in full swing. At the Portsmouth site, we are completing the 48-acre Parcel 3 land transfer and initiating the Parcel 4 transfer process. At the Paducah site, we received the first request from the community for approximately 250 acres of land that has commercial interest for redevelopment. The One PPPO team is investing in cleanup strategies that will set the stage for future generations. Ultimately, Our goal is to successfully accomplish the EM cleanup mission, transfer acreage to the community for industrial use, and provide a skilled workforce for future economic opportunities. Together, we are safely working for a shared vision of a cleaner and prosperous tomorrow.